Welcome back to World of Pop. Pretty sure it's episode 20.
Is this a thing we're doing now where you intro the show?
You're being lazy.
Everybody.
It's a race.
Welcome back. I don't even have it. Just take it.
Yeah. Welcome back to World of Pop, episode 20. Spring is in the air.
It really is.
Going good.
It's beautiful out.
We love the
sun. Go outside.
I'm feeling very alive. Yeah, you should definitely get outside.
Before you go outside, head over to popcoffeeroasters.com and buy some coffee and gift cards.
Yeah. Camping trips are coming up. You should probably get some coffee to go camping with. Gift cards are definitely available.
Give the gift of coffee to your loved ones, to your friends, to your boss, to the mail person that delivers your packages. You could gift Pop Coffee literally to anybody in the world, man.
Anybody in the world. And you know what? I've always I actually love...
That's a lie. I don't think we're selling internationally. Only in Canada and America right now.
Oh, sorry. I didn't even pick up...
Nope, we're live, I think. I think we can ship to Europe.
Huh, that sounds expensive.
I'm lying.
That sounds incredibly expensive.
I don't know, but we want to. So we actually have a lot of listeners from Europe, from the UK, from Germany, all over, from Asia. It's pretty sweet to see all the people listening. Y'all can get gift cards. Order the coffee. We'll figure out how to get it to you. I don't care where you are on this earth. I will get you Pop Coffee.
Yep, and you know what feels better than getting a gift for your birthday or a holiday or a special occasion?
No, Jordan, what?
Getting a gift just because somebody was thinking about you.
A random act of coffee kindness.
That's right.
Paying it forward.
Nothing better than like, oh, it's a Tuesday and I'm having a shitty day at work and you're just, Well,
what day is it right now, actually, speaking of the day of the week? It's a Saturday. But what is the date? The date of recording this show, not releasing it, is 3/13 here in Detroit. That's our zip code, area code.
Area code.
Wait, that's an area code.
That's an area code.
Yeah.
313.
So it's 313 day. Happy 313 day.
Happy 313 day.
To all of our local Detroiters.
Tomorrow, I think, is daylight savings time.
But it's spring forward.
Spring forward.
God, I hate that.
I know. They're actually legislating, I think, to kind of get that removed because it doesn't do anything for us.
I think it was invented around the World War II era to save oil.
I don't know.
All I
know is
I'm pretty sure that's why.
The sun is already coming up here at 7 a.m. and I have no problem with that.
Well, with the days being...
I don't want it to come up at, what?
Who invented this?
8 a.m.? That's stupid.
It's the worst idea ever to change the time of the day an hour up and down like that throughout the year. Yeah, whoever...
Fuck you.
Not happy with whoever invented that. They probably didn't drink coffee.
Yeah, that's, I don't know.
Speaking of people who do and didn't and like and don't with coffee, we're going to have a insanely juicy episode here. I want, I guess we'll get right into it.
We're going to talk about all the times that people, saw coffee, tried coffee, and they said, nope, no thank you.
No thank you.
These people just happen to be, pretty important figures in, systems of governments and whatnot.
So basically, we're going to take you on a wild ride through the Prohibition of Coffee.
All, a couple notable prohibition periods in different countries and in different time periods all over the world. The very first recorded one, Mecca. And I think that we've talked about this on the phone before. Or on the... Not
on the phone?
Not on the phone, I'm so sorry. I think we talked about this on the podcast before.
Yeah, we have.
At the very...
Mocha is over there.
Yeah, that's where Mocha is. I think on the last episode, actually, when we were talking about the individual, I can't recall his name, Sheikh Omar, discovered roasting coffee, and he was accepted back into Mocha, and then it was banned.
Yes.
And then after some time, literally everybody...
the accidental discovery of the roasting of coffee. Go listen to the last episode, episode 19, to get more on that. It's kind of crazy. It happened here, but what else happened here in Mecca? Not here, we're in Detroit, but where back then, in what year are we talking about? 1511?
Yeah. Yeah, coffee was banned by the government. Like, it was an offensible crime.
How offensible?
I don't necessarily know how offensible. In Mecca during that period of time. But I do know, as we get a little bit deeper into this, there's some other people who had some very, very extreme punishments for.
So first prohibition of coffee happened in Mecca in 1511. They thought. Why'd they ban it? Though is my question.
They thought that it inspired radical ideas in people, distrust of the government. They thought that people would get together, drink coffee, plot revolutions, and they just didn't want that. They also thought it was sinful.
I mean, was there any accuracy in these? They probably were kind of right. And people, we've talked about in other ones how it led to revolutions and things like that. And so leaders were threatened.
Oh yeah. Big time. And there have been times over the years where revolutions have happened around coffee, actually, on more than one occasion.
Wow. But we drink it every day.
I drink it every day for sure.
Yeah.
Every single day.
Well, where else we got to keep going. Tell us about all of them.
Oh, coffee was banned in Constantinople. Is that how you say it?
Yeah. That's in Turkey?
Turkey? Is that a place anymore?
Yeah.
Constantinople? Is that still a place?
No, it's still
I don't know, man. It was a long time ago. Borders change. I don't know. Things come and go. There have been a lot of countries.
It was once the capital of the Roman Empire, I think, and that fell. And then they split in Turkey and that empire. That was a long time ago around this time. So at one point, Constantinople at one point was kind of the seat of the entire world in a way, like the greatest.
Wow. At one point in time, a very important man in Constantinople, in 1623, a man named Murad IV, banned coffee. He did not want people to drink coffee, and it was for the reason of inspiring radical ideas and plotting to overthrow the government. He did not want his citizens congregating over cups of, over a drug that makes you more alert without being intoxicated, because that's a deadly combo for, productivity. Makes you more creative, makes you more susceptible to ideas, boosts your mood.
Worse than wine.
Everything. Keeps you awake, helps you get your work done. Revolutionaries can get a lot done with coffee. Damn right. But he felt so strongly about it that it was a 2-offense system. Along with, I believe, alcohol and, was it tobacco also that he banned?
All three.
So the first offense, and this already seems insane enough. If you were caught consuming or in possession of any of these things, you would get a beating. You would get a public beating, and everybody would know. I don't know why I'm
laughing. That's not cool.
For the second offense, holy shit. They would sew you into a leather bag. They would make like a human-sized, essentially like a body bag made of animal hides that were sewn together, and you were thrown into the sea. So, from what I can understand is that you've now been thrown into the ocean, or the sea, wherever, and you're inside of a bag that you can't open, but you're also just floating. And you have no food, no water, obviously no shade.
It's like being buried alive, but being alive by water.
Yeah, it's like being buried alive, but moving and not
in the earth.
There's fucking animals out there. There's people. There's all sorts of things.
I'm kind of getting nauseous just thinking about it.
I'm that sounds.
So they really wanted you to not drink coffee to the point of they're making it a gruesome, horrible death as a send a message.
Oh yeah, and I can't imagine. I can't imagine how people took this. Just imagine how strongly you had to feel about coffee to drink it, knowing that this would happen. Think about how dedicated.
I didn't even think about that. You have to be a literal diehard to continue to drink coffee amidst these.
Yeah, I'm
What if they smelled it on your breath?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're you show up, you speak with somebody one day, and they're like, "Hey, man, you seem a little extra alert today. What's up with that, buddy? You've been doing stimulants or something? You've been drinking coffee?"
I mean, wow, that's just why. Yeah, well, I think part of it's religious. to bring it around there, they were saying the mosques were empty, and therefore, people were hanging out at the coffee houses instead of in the mosques, and the king don't like that.
Nope. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, so a way to get people back into the mosques. But I honestly, it's obvious that coffee won in the long run because, the want for coffee won.
Oh, yeah, obviously. I don't know if coffee's illegal anywhere else.
No.
I'm pretty sure it's cool.
So where else do we got going on? Got these prohibitions.
The Catholic Church actually banned coffee, and I know that we've talked about this on the show. I think it was one of the trivia things that we did, but Pope.
Clope?
Clope.
I do that all the time. I love it when the brain.
Pope Clement VIII, after coffee had been banned by the Catholic Church for quite a while, deemed as a satanic beverage, it made certain that you were up to no good. Pope Clement
VIII, drink coffee, praise the devil. Is what they
baptized that shit
until literally?
Yeah, no, literally
like the beans?
Baptized coffee. He had it baptized in the church, almost like he gave it like.
He dipped it in the water and everything?
I don't know the specifics of it. I'm not too but yeah. So he had it baptized, and then it was recognized as obviously very well supported by the church. So all of a sudden.
Okay, so now
coffee house culture was born. They popped up all over the place. Pretty much, people had not heard of it or tried it. It had been illegal. It was a drug.
But that didn't.
And then one day, the guy in charge was like, "Oh man,
it's good stuff.
This shit kind of slaps." And he straight up came out publicly, and he was like, "Yeah, everybody should be drinking this. It's wonderful. It makes you a better person."
It does.
Yeah. And that's,
remember that, everybody. Coffee makes you a better person, according to the Pope.
Yeah. It's quite a while ago, but I'm sure it still holds true. I think Catholics still drink coffee.
I'm sure not the greatest people also drink coffee.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to roll up.
Jeez.
But it's just not working. I have a lot going on here in my head just because this section is so... I just can't believe something that I grew up as a kid drinking, watching my parents drink and
that you could have been murdered for it.
Yeah, thrown in a leather bag in the ocean. What the hell is going on? I'm imagining they do it in mass numbers too. There's 100 leather bags just floating away with people in them. It's terrifying. Also, just because in the 16th century the Pope baptized coffee didn't mean that it was done being prohibited by other
it definitely
nations.
Did not mean that. In 1746, Sweden actually.
I'm having anxiety from it. That's why I'm trying to smoke some pot.
King Gustav III banned coffee, and there was actually confiscation of coffee paraphernalia. He sent people to citizens' houses to take away their coffee cups, their fucking their little coffee plates for their coffee cups to sit on. He'd take away their brewing equipment, whatever they were cooking with. He'd take away their coffee. What the fuck is that?
That is literally so fucked up.
I know. Can you imagine a man knocking on your door, being like, "Yo, you got anything to make coffee in here? You mind if I poke my head around?"
It's like the coffee holocaust.
Yeah, it was nuts, crazy, right? He thought that it was killing people.
Which then didn't he also kill people by making them drink coffee till they die?
No. This is actually really funny too. Yeah, he was so insistent that
that's not funny.
No, he told people that they were gonna die if they drank coffee.
Don't drink this.
Which is
it's gonna kill you.
Not true. Coffee's pretty damn good for you.
I hope it's not
capacities. True. So he was so committed to that he hired teams and teams and teams, or rather commissioned, I should say, of scientists and scholars to give convicted murderers in prisons cups of coffee and record how long it would take them to die. Which apparently the results didn't turn out very well because they were just adding coffee to these prisoners' diets and they were fine.
And they were
they were obviously fine.
I'm pretty sure it was documented that they just really wanted to go to the bathroom.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that might have been the only thing is they needed an extra bathroom break during the day if they had a cup of coffee in the morning, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah, Death by coffee.
Death by coffee.
Literally.
Oh my god.
Oh, did it. There we go. All right, buddy. Now bring it home. What do we got?
We've got...
It's our last prohibition for the section.
Frederick the Great. Frederick the Great banned coffee in Prussia 1777 under the premise that beer is better for you. He wanted beer to be the national breakfast beverage, so he literally outlawed coffee. That's just like the most kind of...
Where the heck is Prussia?
I don't know.
By the way, I want to go back real quick and tell everybody that Constantinople was changed into Istanbul. That's why. It doesn't exist. It does exist. It just changed names. Move on.
Yeah, isn't that a song?
I just keep hearing bombs over Baghdad. That's totally unrelated.
What the fuck?
I don't know. It's all that was playing in my head. I think it's an auditory hallucination from all the coffee we drank.
That's nuts.
Andre 3000.
Well, Frederick the Great really...
Outcast is a really
Frederick
underrated.
the Great really believed that you should be drinking beer at all times instead of coffee. And some people do.
Throughout history, there were times where it was safer to trust the beer than the water.
That's true. That's the thing.
So drink the water, die. Drink the beer, live. I drink the beer.
I'm a fan of beer.
I'm not. But I'm not a fan of dying either.
Yeah, I don't like death either.
Yeah, so, tried... Well, I haven't tried that, but...
If the government... if the government came to my door and they were like, hey, man, so do you drink coffee in the morning? You should probably start drinking beer in the morning instead. It's actually, like, pretty much required now. I wouldn't really have that big of a problem with it. I think it'd be fine. That's all I'm saying.
Dude, if someone knocks at my door and tries to arrest me for having a Chemex or kill me...
Oh, no, I would still like to drink coffee. Don't get me wrong. I would still love to drink coffee. Like,
I'm just thinking about it. Like, what if coffee goes under? That'd be... drive the price of coffee through the roof. We're in the right business.
You think it's going to get outlawed again?
No. I'm just saying, hypothetically, if it did, it'd be a lot like the prohibition of marijuana.
Oh, no.
In the black market, it drives up the price.
Wait, pot's legal?
Not everywhere. I don't know if you know this, but a lot of places, it actually is legal to smoke weed.
Yeah, no, it's nuts. You can get weed. We live in Michigan. You can get weed pretty much everywhere.
There it is. What are we smoking right now?
I don't know.
Pirate weed. It's called Pirate Cake, I believe. Shout out Utopia Gardens. And thanks for giving me a deal on it for 313 Day.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because we like to represent the D. Now I keep hearing Lil Wayne going, I'm a D boy. Bitch, I'm a D boy. Anyway, we're done with Prohibition of Coffee and we're just talking shit, smoking weed. So we're going to move on to a really sick, also titled by hip-hop influence. Next section, Flavor Flav. Oh shit, I don't have a big clock. Do you remember when Flavor Flav had a fucking reality TV show?
I do indeed.
Who gave him a TV show? And how was he?
I think it was VH1.
Well, yeah, them, but like, who pitched the idea for the Flavor Flav show?
No, dude, the Flavor Flav show had like fucking 11 seasons, so obviously it was pretty good.
So, like, at what point in American history did we go, you know what? We've done it all. We've seen it all. I think we need to bring back Flavor Flav from Public Enemy to this mansion where he's going to find his wife, his love of his life, and they're going to compete for his affection. He's going to have so many clocks to wear. It's going to just... I don't know. And then there's a room full of people in VH1 who are just like, yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure, dude. Like, I don't see a problem with it. I think it's great. I think it's a phenomenal idea. If I worked at VH1 and somebody pitched that to me, I would 100% be on board. Just like I'm on board for drinking coffee.
All right. Anyway, we didn't really explain why we're calling this Flavor Flav is because the flavors in coffee are called tasting notes, or the tastes you get from your different origins, your different beans, your different roasting methods. Are the roasters like Jordan here are going to profile them and then use these. On the bag you're going to see these notes. Now these tasting notes. On the bags here, we want to tell you how to spot the difference between subpar coffee labeling and professional third wave labeling so that you can make sure that you understand what you're buying. Because all you really can get is like a smell of through the degassing valve, you know, and like other than that, you need to know how to read the bag. And so I brought this up the other day. Jordan and I kind of worked on how we're going to bring it out to y'all. And the bottom line is when buying coffee, you need to have an understanding of these tasting notes because it can be a rather confusing landscape. And we want to help the newer third wave coffee consumers be able to buy confidently and understand tasting notes thoroughly. So with that, I will hand it over to Jordan.
You ever see a bag of coffee and you pick it up and you look at it and it says something along the lines of hazelnut, caramel, you know, and something else. I don't know. I
Red
think
Currant.
The third one now. Yeah, red currant. Fuck it.
Goji berry.
We're getting a little crazy now. And you've thought to yourself, wow, that's weird. Or, oh boy, this is flavored coffee and it's super good.
Or I like those flavors.
You brought it home and it's not flavored coffee.
You're like, this is nothing like that.
Yeah. Josh pulled up this article earlier and literally the very first paragraph was that. I've had so many occasions working in coffee over the year where somebody picks up one of the bags of coffee, buys it, brings it back the next day, and they're like, what the fuck, dude? And they're like, this is not flavored coffee. And I'm like, no, it's not.
No.
They're like, but it says on the bag, you know, like, et cetera, you know.
They get kind of butthurt.
Yeah, it's really weird. So I guess what we're trying to do today, sorry, I'm a little high.
A little?
Yeah, just
that
a
pirate
little.
Cake is fun. Oh, it's just like raping at you, dude. There you go. Smoke some more weed. I'm going to explain what we're trying to do today. Listen.
No, I'm trying to help you understand if you're buying a bag of flavored coffee or if you're buying a bag of coffee.
There you go.
And a lot of that...
You shouldn't be buying flavored coffee.
Yeah, flavored coffee is weird, and I haven't done the research, but like, I'd imagine that most of the time it's not great for you. I don't know. I just feel that way.
I guess maybe you could organic it, like flavor it with oil. Okay. If you like flavored coffee, go buy it, whatever. But we don't flavor our coffees with anything extra. But we do profile our coffees to tell you what tasting notes are in what you're going to expect. What you can expect in the
For most
flavor.
People, here we go. You ever buy a bottle of wine?
Flavor versus flavored. Have you ever bought a bottle of wine? I've bought plenty of bottles of wine.
I'm not a big wine guy. I don't know what
about
it. I do like wine.
I'm a wine guy.
I just, you know. Anyways. You
They're
ever buy a bottle of wine and you read the description on the back and it says, you know, wine's always really wordy.
Well,
wine is not like coffee. Coffee just has things listed most of the time. Wine, you pick it up and you're like, I wonder what this wine tastes like. If you're like me and you're like, I don't really know.
It's a luxurious experience through berries and...
Yes, they will list it all to you. You don't assume that wine is going to taste exactly like everything in it, unless you're buying like some Boone's Farm, like cherry wine or strawberry wine or flavored wine, because that's a whole different thing.
You got problems still drinking Boone's Farm past the age of 16.
Boone's Farm's pretty good, man. One time I had an ex-girlfriend that bought a bottle of Mad Dog for some reason. Bought a bottle of Mad Dog 2020. I can't remember which flavor.
That shit is rough.
And brought it home and was like, yeah, I love this stuff. And then didn't drink any. Like drank like a glass and was like, oh, this is really bad.
That's
and
my
left
liquor.
it in the fridge for like a year. Unbelievable. Anyways.
Digressing, talking about Mad Dog.
Anyways.
Mad Dog. That's what they used to call me.
Back to coffee. How do you spot the difference? How do you know, you know?
How do
you know if the coffee that you're buying is caramel and hazelnut flavored, or if the coffee that you're buying just has those notes in it?
Oh, hold on a sec. There are some places where you have a crossover here. Let's say you're at a Myers. Let's say you're at a certain coffee shop, maybe like a Big B or something. There's places that might have both. Almost all third wave coffee shops don't have flavored coffee available whatsoever. But you might look at the bag and be like, oh, that looks like a flavored coffee. It's not. These are tasting notes. But if you're in one of the places that are like more of a coffee retailer, you may actually have to know and spot the difference.
Yeah, exactly. Like flavored coffee a lot of the time will just say the flavor in the name.
Like cherry, great.
Yeah, like cherry coffee.
Shit.
Or like,
for instance, tastes like crap. Don't buy it.
For instance, Bigby Coffee in Michigan has a coffee called Michigan Cherry.
That one actually kind of slaps.
It is pretty good.
I'm not gonna lie. That's one of the few coffees of theirs I'll drink.
But that one, there's never been any confusion. I literally
because it's Traverse Cherry.
Yeah, it's Traverse City Cherry. Those are world famous.
It's the literal capital of cherries in the world.
Anyways,
another subject, another show.
What else do we? Michigan Cherry is a wonderful coffee, but I knew that it was flavored the very first time that I looked at the name. There was no denying the fact that I'm looking at this bag of coffee that says Michigan Cherry. I did not ever assume that it was regular coffee with hints of cherry in it. I was very well under the impression that it was.
You're a smart man.
Coffee. But a lot of coffees will be like hazelnut coffee grounds, or it'll say flavored coffee right on the bag too.
But also, when we roasted recently, I tasted notes of hazelnut. A lot of coffees have a nuttier taste in the beginning, and it kind of tapers off. But like Jose's had a peanut, but it was not a hazelnut; it was a peanut. Again, not different flavored, kind of nuts. But the coffee seed bean is really has so much versatility in the amount of flavors that come out, which makes coffee what it is, really. And I think just like your average consumer, it's kind of like stepped up a little. Like now, more people are making coffee with more, advanced extraction methods than they used to. The days of everybody just doing a Mr. Coffee or even just the French press are winding down. People are integrating Chemexes and Nespressos and all these cool things.
People really want to taste their coffee.
Yeah, no, and they're just like, we just went over in our last episode whipped coffee, which is, what we just went on one of these things, and the next thing you know, an ad pops up. You're going to see that soon. It was invented in 2020. Go back to the last episode, and we'll talk about that and listen and learn about that more. I personally just think that, what's the word? It's kind of like I smoke a lot of weed, but also the consumers with dispensaries, the knowledge base, that's the knowledge base of the consumers is raised.
It varies greatly, for sure.
The knowledge is out there with the internet, with phones, with a plethora of shops to go to, and a lot of ability to make these things at home too. The divide is getting smaller. So like the knowledge base gets bigger, the divide between the third wave and the average coffee drinker is getting smaller, I think.
And the thing is, when your knowledge base gets bigger, you can enjoy things just a little bit more.
Exactly. Hey, we're talking about enjoying a flavored coffee, even though we're talking about how you shouldn't buy flavored coffee. I mean, life is what you make it. You should have fun. But the knowledge helps you understand what you're doing so that you can thoroughly enjoy things. If you're, obviously listening to this podcast, you have somewhat of an interest in coffee, or us. Anyway, so you should definitely want to know these things. These are why we pick these sections, is so that why we started this company is to help bridge, undo the stigma of the third wave, bridge the gap, decrease the divide, and help your average Joe, your average Jill and Joe, with the snobbier coffee side of things. And in winemaking too, there's, the prestige, right? You've told me once it's all about the prestige with coffee, as far as winning awards and having a brand. Well, we'll get there when we get there, but I think that the most important thing is, I think it was 83% of, did I read that recently? It was like, I don't know, what percent of the world drinks coffee every morning, but it's ridiculous.
Isn't it 100?
It should be.
It definitely should. No,
if you have a heart condition,
I was going to say some people have heart conditions and other things.
But it can extend your life, and I think the oldest cat lived to 7,000.
Are you kidding
years
me right
old?
Now? Are you bringing that up? Are you bringing that up?
I was just asking. Is there a cat?
I think it was 7,002. I think he's still kicking.
All right, I'm gonna look this up, but no, if you need to go,
I wouldn't be surprised if the oldest.
It was 38.
Today
it was 30. I know that you're
drinking coffee.
Shout out to the man in Texas who keeps his cats alive on coffee and cream. I don't know if it's animal abuse or animal love. It's kind of scary to think about. 38 years old. It's older than me.
Yeah, that's way older than you.
There's a cat that's older than me. I just don't like that. They're house cats. You're supposed to go through a few cats. And
I
brought this back up for a reason.
There's a lot of things that are older than you.
Dogs and cats aren't supposed to live that long. It has a whole human's life of experience. Oh, it's so cool. Anyway, we need to stop because I could go on about this cat forever. You've got me thinking about it night and day. Day and night. Constantinople. Nope. I like to throw something at the end of the episode.
It really helps cut it out.
All right.
We can't end until I'm so sorry, man.
I'm trying. These are all my clues. I'm like, okay, come on. Say your tagline.
All right. It's always a great time for a cup of coffee.